Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and today I'm going to be going over the Compander. This is a new module that's been added in MSoundfactory, MXXX, and MDrummer. Of course, there was a Compander before in the Saturator, but this one is a little bit more complex and allows you to do more things. So, for those that are wondering what is a Compander, basically it will compress your signal before going into another module like a Saturator, and then as the sound comes out, it will apply the dynamics that the compressor took away to the resulting signal. That way, your dynamics and your attack isn't altered. It should be the same. And this allows you to do a lot of different things and send a hotter signal through a saturator or any other kind of distortion or dynamics adjusting thing without it completely killing your transient. So what we're going to do here is I have a snare drum sound. First, let's put this through something like a wave folder, wave folder here. So this one, if you move the drive up too much, it's really going to kill the sound. You hear that around like 15 on the drive, it turns into like a whooshing sound. You don't hear any of the transient, it's done. We don't want that. Obviously, that sounds terrible. But if you like this type of wave folder sound on there, if we use the Compander, we can get that without any of the bad parts. So we'll just go in here. You see the Compander in here. And as I said before, there's lots of options. So here are all the Compander options, and here we can add modules. So let's add our wave folder in here, just as we did before. We can turn this off, and we can move this just like we did before. It was around 15, I think. Maybe a little more. So you see, we still have the same problem. Let's turn on the Compander. I'm going to turn the RMS length down to peak, and let's turn the attack down for this. I find the attack sounds a little bit better down here. We can adjust the threshold a little bit lower if we want. Another thing, I should probably adjust this output in case it gets loud. Let's hear it. Here we can see the amount of gain reduction, and you can hear there is a sound of a snare drum. Now, if you want to hear before, we can use the dry signal, which will bypass the Compander. And on. And of course, we can go in here and we can blend between these two. If you think that's good, we can leave it there. And of course, if you're thinking like, okay, what did it sound like before? Just bypass here. We can hear before, after. So as you can hear, there's more distortion. It sounds louder to me. So before, it sounds pretty tame. And afterwards, it's hitting harder, at least to me. So this is something we can do. We don't have to use something quite as extreme as a wave folder. I would probably use something like a Saturator, I think would be enough. And this already has a Compander inside it. But if you want more control, and let's say I wanted to hook multiple let's say modules together, I could do that in here. It's just like MXXX or MSoundfactory in that sense. So I can, keep my dynamics, but since it's already in here, we won't use that one since we're always using one here already. Let's change this to clip 2. I might have to drive this a little bit. Let's turn this down, turn this up to maybe 20 or so, and this should clip it pretty hard. Let's turn this off so we can hear. You can hear there's almost no attack. And if you look there, yeah, there's no attack. So if we turn this on, turn this all the way up, now this should give us some of our attack back. Turn the threshold down a little bit. Ooh, turn this down a lot. When you do this, it might be a good idea to make sure you have the limiter on. Let's see here. Let's turn this down, actually. I always forget which one of these. Yeah, this way will actually, the output will kind of turn it down. So this is negative 21 maybe. So let's move this down, positive 21. So that's actually doing quite a bit there. You can hear it's really distorted as opposed to this. Now, of course, that's probably too much. We can adjust the attack and release here to get different sounds. So if we move this release down like this, if you move the attack way up, it's going to fade in like this. Probably don't want that, but that can be cool for some effects. I showed that in my last video, actually, how to do that, treat it like a violin swell on guitar, but in this case, we don't want that, so we'll move that down. And listen to the bypass. To be honest, that's probably way too much, but you hear it keeps the dynamics, unlike this. Without that compressor on there, it really kills the dynamics completely. So you can adjust your attack and release to get different tones out of this, and you can really adjust it in lots of different ways. You can also adjust the threshold if you think, oh, it's too much, and of course, adjust your saturator. I'm exaggerating this so you can really hear what it does, but I probably wouldn't go this extreme. So by using all of these together, there's lots of things you can do. If for some reason you have a piece of music that isn't so loud, instead of adjusting the threshold all the way down, it may not be enough, you can also increase or decrease the temp gain. So it will trigger your compression. So hopefully that gave you an idea of what this can do. I'll show you what you can do with this with M Turbo Amp. There's a compander similar to this inside there. And I found like you can really adjust your sound and change the feel of it. But if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Leave me any questions or comments down below. And be sure to check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.